The National Institute of Standards and Technology surprised the industry last year by releasing some pretty radical changes to recommendations on password policies. For years now, experts have been telling users to change their passwords every 30 to 60 days to improve security, but they finally decided that this was actually a bad idea. It turns out that coming up and memorizing complex passwords is really hard, leading users to use sequential passwords like password 1, password 2, password 3, and that just makes them predictable and easier to guess. So what does this mean? It means you don't have to change your passwords every month anymore. But not all regulatory bodies have caught up with these changes. If you fall under PCI, make sure you still comply. But what makes a good password these days? And what do we have to do to protect ourselves and our businesses? You've likely heard of the major hacks that have occurred in the past few years on major sites like Yahoo and LinkedIn. It turns out one of the major things that was stolen was their password databases. Hackers reverse engineered the tables of hashes using video card miners to brute force the hashes and make databases of the most commonly used passwords on Earth. These are referred to as rainbow tables and are used extensively in automated botnets and attacks. It turns out the most commonly used password on Earth is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I know, that's amazing. That's the same password on my luggage.
But human behavior and decades of best practices have led to most people using name and number passwords like Jordan23. It's easy to remember a password that has your kid's or your dog's name with their birthday. Unfortunately, hackers have caught on to this behavior, making these passwords easier to guess. So complex passwords. Passwords these days should be complex and long in order to make them harder to guess or to find on a pre-generated rainbow table. Shorter passwords should be at least 8 characters and have a combination of uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and special characters like we've been recommending for years. Random alphanumeric nonsense is best. Try to avoid using common names, places, and 2-digit combinations like birth years in your passwords. Another suggestion that's been gaining ground is to use pseudo-phrase passwords. If you pick 4 random words and include some symbols, it's relatively easy to memorize and fairly hard to guess, even by a machine. For example, present, video, envoy, slightly. As silly as that may seem, it won't take a user long to remember or type out, and it's complex enough to meet the requirements. For your administrators, though, stick with the nonsense passwords. Multi-factor authentication. There is really no substitute for MFA these days. If you require a PIN code on your phone to log into a service, it won't matter even if your passwords get stolen. It has the bonus of warning users if someone is trying to break into their accounts, as the user will keep receiving unsolicited text messages with PIN codes. MFA is included for free with a lot of services. You just need to enable it. Protect your email, your VPN, your banking info, any method of entry into your business or your financials. Password blacklisting. This is another part of the NIST recommendations. If you know you've been hacked, change your passwords. Then don't use that password ever again. That goes for all of your personal accounts too.